Illegal crossings along the southwest border have fallen to their lowest levels in decades, and now the U.S. Coast Guard is increasing its resources alongside Border Patrol.
Sarah Allegre rode along with them for a closer look. What was that experience like, Sarah?
Yeah, hi there, Sylvia and Scott. It was really interesting to witness what they're experiencing firsthand, and more so how we're seeing a drop in numbers. We know the U.S. Coast Guard, they've been patrolling this Rio Grande Valley area for years now, but really since President Trump's sweeping new immigration changes, we've seen an increase of enforcement here along the valley. That means more boats along the Rio Grande River and more manpower here along the South Texas border. An afternoon along the Rio Grande. In a boat patrolling the winding waters of South Texas, I cruised with U.S. Coast Guard Captain Tory Berthoud and his crew of 4.
Their mission is to augment our Border Patrol partners in key areas here along the Rio Grande to detect, deter, and interdict illegal migration, drug smuggling, really any kind of illicit activity on our southern maritime border.
We were searching for any signs of smuggling along the river. That's when we came across a spotter.
So he pretty much calls in, let them know, like, you got 2 Coast Guard boats coming up the way, so they know, like, whether to cross or not.
Okay, so just basically eyes for
Yes.
them.
Yeah.
Gotcha. A clear message to cartels, now's not the time to cross. Since the Trump administration took over last month, the average number of illegal border crossings are on track to hit record lows. As of February, the daily average is around 360. Last year's daily average was nearly 3,000. But Captain Berthoud says the danger's still there.
It is a high threat area, and there is still smuggling ongoing. The augmentation mission here is really to assist the Border Patrol in the areas that they need it.
And that mission goes beyond the river to the Gulf. The Coast Guard is ramping up patrols along the coast. Last week, they detained 2 people on this fishing boat. The Coast Guard says one was here illegally and the other is wanted on felony weapon charges.
The goal is to ensure that the territorial integrity and sovereignty of the United States is protected.
Now, I was with the U.S. Coast Guard yesterday for several hours during the afternoon. I didn't come across any kind of smuggling attempts, any illegal crossings, and it does in a way speak to the numbers that we've been seeing here, at least in the McAllen area, alongside the South Texas border in the Rio Grande Valley. But I do want to note, yes, we've seen those numbers fall down since the start of the year, really since the Trump administration, but we've also seen that trend really last year, especially once President Biden enforced his sweeping new restrictions on asylums in June. In Mission, Texas, Sarah Allegre, Fox 32, Chicago.